Hey there, folks. Next weekend's Father's Day, and the reason I'm making a video to tell you about that is because I'm a father and I want presents from all of you. No, DJI is having a Father's Day sale, which I make a face about that because, like, okay, fine, Father's Day is awesome, but why is DJI having a Father's Day sale? Do they just love Father's Day? Because I haven't known them to have a sale before like this. If you have been trying to buy the DJI FPV system, but you've been hesitating on the price, this may be the time to pull the trigger because this is the cheapest the DJI FPV system has ever been. But a whole lot of people are asking the question, what does this mean? Because DJI is really strict about their pricing. Have you noticed that, like, nobody marks down the DJI system? Everybody has it at like the exact same price, and coupon codes don't apply to the discounts don't apply to the DJI system. Everybody sells it at the minimum advertised pricing. So this sale has to have come from DJI corporate. And in fact, if you go to the DJI FPV, the DJI website, they've got all their stuff marked down too, which kind of tells us some things. Because some people are wondering, if the DJI FPV system is on sale, does that mean that the next version 2 of it is like just on the horizon and they're trying to clear stock? But I don't think that's true, because like Mavics are on sale too, and it just seems like they decided to have a sale. Maybe business is slow because of the pandemic and they're just trying to move inventory. I have no idea. The bottom line is that the DJI FPV system is cheaper now than it has ever been, and who knows what the future holds. So this is a great time to go ahead and get it. And that's why I wanted to make this video, where I'm going to tell you the main reasons why you might not want to get it. Because here's the thing. Most everybody I know who's gotten the DJI system has been happy with it. But there are a few types of people who might not want to get it. Can you afford the DJI system? And I don't just mean, can you buy it today on this sale? Because maybe you can afford it today. But it's going to keep being expensive going forward. Instead of putting a $30 or $50 analog video system, you're going to be putting a $150, $160, $180, whatever the price is, air unit in all your quads going forward. And you might think, well, you don't have to put it in all of your quads. You can still fly analog, but once you get used to the DJI system, you kind of don't like flying analog as much anymore. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's what other people have said. So it's going to cost you money going forward, and you're going to want to check your budget and see if that's going to be something you can handle. Number 2, if you race, you can race the DJI system, but the latency of the DJI system, some top racers like Alex Vanover have said that they don't consider it to be quite as competitive. Even if you're like, well, okay, I'm no Alex Vanover, I'm just going to race my DJI quads, the races you go to may not be set up to deal with the DJI system. The timing systems you can put the custom frequencies of the DJI system into the lap timing system and make it work, but the need to DVR, there's no real feasible way to DVR the DJI system, and the need to move the DJI pilots away from the pilot station because the goggles also transmit. So you can't just have 6 pilots sitting in a row like you do at a lot of races. Basically, racers probably should stick to analog, at least as of today. It used to be the case that if you had a lot of micros or other analog quads, DJI was not a good choice. But DJI has really done a great job dealing with the deficiencies of their goggles as regards to analog reception. And they are fine right now at receiving analog signals. You just need to put in an analog receiver module. Now, you used to have to tear the goggles all apart and risk voiding your warranty or damaging your goggles to put an analog module in. You don't have to do that anymore. There are several companies making face plates that hold an analog goggle, and it's basically 2 screws out and in, and you're done. Or there's that URU-AV adapter that Get FPV and others sell that lets you just put an analog module on the head strap bracket, and you don't have to do any surgery at all. So if you want to use the DJI goggles as analog goggles, they are viable, but they're still not quite as good as analog goggles. And what I mean by that is, when the signal gets really, really weak, an analog goggle will just go to static, but maybe you'll be able to pick out some of the signal, But the DJI goggles, eventually they do go to the DJI logo. They go to black screen, and then you don't see anything until they come back. So at the very edge of range, the DJI goggles are still worse than a good analog goggle, but they are viable for if you want to just kind of mix it up a little bit or fly your micros on analog and your bigger quads on DJI. Long distance. You can do long distance with the DJI system by having high gain antennas. You do have to buy more antennas though. Like there's 4 antennas instead of 2. Well, you can do it anyway. But there's a built-in limitation in the DJI system where at about 6 to 6.5 kilometers, it just stops working no matter how much signal strength you have. No matter how big your antennas are, you're not going more than about 6 kilometers with the DJI system. If you are big into like long range, more than 6 kilometers, the DJI system isn't going to work for you. It just doesn't work. The OSD. The DJI system does not support the full Betaflight OSD. There are still some OSD elements that you can't get. And the big one for me is the warning OSD element, which tells you why your quadcopter fail-safe or why you can't arm. Please, DJI, add this. If you use the OSD a lot, you want to look at what OSD elements the DJI system does and doesn't support, and maybe that will be a deal breaker for some people. Who else shouldn't buy the DJI system? I guess the ability for people to spectate on you. You know, like if you're hanging out with friends and you're like, hey guys, get on my channel, I'm on race 8. Everybody look at this awesome move I'm gonna do. And everybody, the crowd goes wild. Unless your friends also have DJI goggles, that's not gonna happen. They can't spectate you. And there's no HDMI out or anything like that with the DJI goggles, at least not yet as of today. I guess that's it. That's all I can think of. If none of those criteria rule you out, then you might want to consider getting the DJI FPV system while it's on sale this week up through Father's Day. And if you decide to do that, links are in the video description. Of course they are. Of course they are. I got links in the video description. Buy it from wherever you like. Buy it from your favorite store. But if you decide to buy it from one of the stores that I have an affiliate link with, I'll get a small commission. And hey, you know, everybody likes money, right? That's going to do it for this video. Happy flying.